Okay, so good evening, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you are watching us from. It's another amazing training from the Zobmi Digi services, and this is due to popular demand. This is due to people telling me, when will you do an app creation video for beginners? So now your prayers have been heard for those who actually prayed, for those who actually disturbed us. So we finally brought the video. So today is app development for beginners. Now today's lesson would focus more on step by step explanation on how to create or steps involved in mobile app development. So it's going to be an amazing ride. It's going to be something that is really nice. So I will take my time, as I always do. I would hold your hands throughout the journey of technology. My name is Opara Miracle from the Zobmi Digi services. So please and please, if you've not subscribed to our YouTube channel, so please do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel, because we really appreciate your patronage. We really appreciate for those who have been sharing our videos, for those who have been commenting, for those who have been trying one way or the other to reach us on our various social media handles. We really appreciate it. Actually means a whole lot to us. So without wasting time, without beating around the bush, now let's delve into what we have in store today: app development for beginners, or app development beginners guide. So we'll start by looking at what does a mobile application means. Then we will delve down to type of application. We would explain them. We would explain app framework. We will explain methods involved in app development. We'll look at each method, and then we would also look at what framework means, because I've been using this word framework, so we would explain what frameworks mean. But before we begin, if you know you've not subscribed, please do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's free and it's effective. It will make you to be part of this member, because at Zobmi Digi Services we see ourselves as members and not just mere subscribers. So our subscribers are our members. That means you are a member of this family. Now, okay, sorry, okay. Now, this is basically what. Now, don't get scared or anything whatsoever. This is just a replica of what a mobile app code means. Now, this is the arrangement of the code, so I don't want to get you all fidgeted or something, but it's going to be an amazing experience, that I would guarantee. Now let's delve into what is mobile application. Now, this is a very simple and precise definition of what mobile application means. Now, I don't like beating around the bush. I like going straight to the point. I like explaining it in a way that it's easy to understand. So now, mobile application, they are also known as apps. Now, if you have a phone, if you have a smartphone, those icons that you see on your smartphone, they are known as app. They are a representation of app. Now, I like bringing it to a way that we can all relate to. So don't rush, just take your time and enjoy this value. So there's no rush in knowledge, as I always say, but at the end of this lesson you will know more about app. So don't miss any part. So as much as you can, you get your writing material and then jot down, because it's going to be value. That's one thing I would assure you. At the end of this video, you would develop your own mobile app. Now that's good news, right? Let's hit it. Now, mobile application, they are also known as apps. Now, these are types of application software designed to run on mobile devices. So mobile applications are application softwares designed to run on mobile devices. And when we say mobile devices, we are specific on Android device or iOS. Now, in some cases, some would always make an argument for tab. So one would ask, is tab actually part of Android, or is tab actually part of iOS app? Now, that I would leave for you to find out yourself, and then make a conclusion at the end of your findings. So now let's go. Now, I've always been getting this question: what is the difference between mobile application and software? So now I made it a point of call to explain explicitly what mobile app means, then put it side by side with what software means. So now let's hit it. Now, softwares are set, or in this my definition, softwares is a set of instructions, data, or programs used to operate a computer and execute a specific task. Now, softwares are a set of instructions, data, or program used to operate a computer and execute a specific task. Now, software is like an umbrella name for those components of computer that we cannot see or touch, but they actually perform a function in the computer. Now, back then in our primary school, we always hear software and hardware. Hardware are the physical part, software are the parts that we can't see and we can't touch, but they actually have a functioning role. Now, they have two kinds of softwares. They have system softwares and they have application softwares. Now, under system softwares, that's where we have our under system softwares, we have some other things like operating system and others. They are under system software. So this is not an engineering class, or this is not a networking class, so that's just it. So but just know that mobile applications are under a part of software known as application softwares. Now, they are application softwares that are designed to run on mobile devices. So that's the basic difference. So all mobile applications are under softwares on the branch of application software, while not all softwares are mobile applications. So don't get confused. Software is like the mother that have two children, which is system softwares and application software. Now, mobile app belongs to application software, while system softwares are other things that. So I wouldn't want us to delve so long on this explanation, but I just want you to know that mobile applications are types of application software, while softwares generally control the functionality of a computer. So that's what I would say. So let's go. Now, they have three kinds of software. Sorry, I keep saying softwares, I don't know why. We have three kinds of application. We have native app, we have web app, we have hybrid app. Now, we would explain what native app means, we would explain what web app means, we would explain what hybrid app means. But so far, I wouldn't want you to forget the definition of what software means, and also narrow it down to the types of softwares. Now narrow it down to what mobile application means. And then under mobile application, we have three types of mobile application. We have native, we have a web app, we have hybrid app. Now, if this is your first time, don't worry, I would explain each and every one of them in a way that we can all understand and relate to. So now let's delve into our journey. Okay, this is still explaining the type of mobile application. I was just trying to be very creative. I was just trying to play around with things. I was just trying to be very creative. I was just trying to play around with things. So Now let's look at native app. Now native apps are apps developed specifically for one platform. That's a simple definition you should know about native app. I wouldn't want to bore us with long explanation or something. So just know that native apps are apps developed specifically for one platform. And when we say platform, it is either Android or software or iOS. iOS are Apple and others. So native app lives in the device and are accessed through the icon on the device. So when you're on your phone or when your phone is on, you will notice that on the front of, or should I say, on the screen of your phone, you will see some icons on the menu part. You see some icons that are displayed on your smartphone or your device generally. Now, those icons, they are examples of native app. They are examples of native app. Now, we have several examples of native app which we all know. We have WhatsApp, we have Facebook, and the list goes on and on. These are examples of native app. These are examples of native app. And native app operates on some frameworks. Now, don't get worried, don't get concerned, don't get agitated or something. I would explain what frameworks means when it comes to app development. So I would explain what frameworks mean. So don't get agitated, don't get all. I will explain it, I promise. So towards the end of this class, I will explain what framework means. So native app frameworks includes Kotlin, it includes Java, it includes C++, it includes Swift, and it includes Object-C. Now, basically, some of these frameworks are unique to certain apps. For Java is specific for Android application. So if you want to create an Android app, then your best bet would be Java programming language. Okay, now if you want to create an iOS, which is the normal Apple apps that we know, then Swift is your best bet. So the list goes on and on and on, but these are the specifics. So that was why I highlighted them. Okay, now let's look at web app. Now let's look at web app. Now, web application, web app are application program that is stored on a remote server and delivered over the internet through a browser interface. Now, all this long grammar, it simply means that web app are application program that is stored on a remote server and is delivered over through and is delivered over the internet through a browser interface. Now, these apps are known as cross-platform. Now, somebody will ask, why are web apps known, or why are web apps called cross-platform? Now, they are called cross-platform apps because they can work on all devices. Now, when I say all devices, on your smartphone, Android, iOS, Windows, MacBook, now they can operate on these devices. Now that's why they are known as cross-platform app. I hope we get that. Hope we got that point. Now, examples of web apps are Gmail and Yahoo Mail. Now, I've always been getting one question, which is, what is the difference between a website and a web application? Now, this is just Okay, now so the difference between a web app and a website. Now I've been getting this question times after time. After each and every training, I get the same question: what is the difference between a web app and a website? Now this picture explain to an extent the difference between a website and a web application. Now, as you can see, one have JavaScript, Laravel, Java, PHP, Ruby, Unreal, then while the other one have Joomla, WordPress, Drupal, and Magneto. Now, I would further explain them. Okay, so I don't know what I put. Okay, this best explains it. This best explains it. So let me explain. Now, a website provides visual and textual content that can be viewed and read. Now, basically, a website provides you with visual and text content which you can view and which you can read it as well. Now, we all know how a website operates. We all know how a website goes around with it. Remember, we are looking at the difference between a website and a web application. Now, website provides only visual and text content that we can view and we can read, while web apps not only provide visual content and text which we can view and read, it also provides tools for us to interact with it and manipulate it. Now, that is the difference between a website and a web app. Now, a website, you cannot manipulate a website. You can only read, view. I don't actually know the difference between read and view. I feel they are actually the same thing, but you can only read and view a website. You can't manipulate. You can't change the content of the website except you are at the back end of the website. Now, but with web app, you can read, you can view, but you can also manipulate, or you can also effect changes on the website. You can also manipulate and interact with it. Now, a good example is, okay, I'm looking for a good example. A good example is for you can change some things on your Gmail. Now, a good example of this is a Gmail. Now, you can send a mail and then you can also interact with the mail. You can also manipulate a few things on the mail. Now, that is the difference between a website and a web app. Another difference between website and web app is to host a website is actually very, very cheap. Now, it's actually cheap to host a website, but to host a web app, it is usually more expensive because you need some other components like database. Now, that's why it's expensive. Now, to get a large database, you spend a whole lot. So now, for you to let me explain this way. For you to actually create a web app, you must have a large database, or what is known as a portal. Now, a good example of web app where you can not only view the website, but you can also manipulate it is Jamb websites. For those of us in Nigeria, we would perfectly understand Jamb website, NECO website, WAEC website. Now, you go to this website and then you create your create your own profile on this website. You create your own dashboard on this website. Now, let me just see it this way. Most websites now that are highly interactive are moving from websites to web application. So I hope we have now known the difference between a website and a web application. And another one is someone who only creates a website is known as a web designer. Now, a web designer is someone who only creates a website. Now, when you add both websites and web applications, that is what makes you a full stack web developer. Now, just get the concept here. Now, someone who develops only websites or who build only websites is known as web designer. But when you add web application as well to websites, when you know how to create web applications and you know how to create a website, you become a full stack web developer. Now, it could be junior, it could be senior, so it's all left for you to know what to do. So, and that's just it. So let's move to another one. Okay, now I will give you an assignment. Now, either you are watching me from the comfort of your home, or you are following our training class on Telegram, or you just stumble on the video. I will give you an assignment which you are to drop your answers on the comment section below. So you can just post your comment there. I promise to make remarks, and I promise to also select four students that gave outstanding answers, and then they would win my prize. So you can either Google about it, or you can go to YouTube about it, or you can browse about it. So now the assignment is research about PWA, Progressive Web App. Now, I want to know the difference. I want you to research on the difference between Progressive Web App and Web App. Now, it's an assignment that if you don't want, it's free. You can just bypass this chapter and then go to the next chapter. But for you to actually learn, for you to actually get a learning experience, it's really, really important for you to take this assignment very, very serious. I could have done a little research about it, but I want you to research about it and then give me a reply. Now, that's the best way to learn. I always tell my students the best way to learn is for you to actually practice what you have been told and get additional extra knowledge from what you got. Now, that's the best way to learn. Okay, now hybrid app. Now, I really don't know the best way to explain what hybrid app means, but I will try my possible best to give a detailed explanation of what hybrid app means. I would try as much as I can to give a detailed and succinct explanation of what hybrid app means. Now, hybrid apps are software applications that contains elements of both native apps and web app. Now, simply put, I like using this word in a layman understanding, in a layman term. Simply put, hybrid app are web app that have been put in a native app shell. Now, hybrid app are apps that simply have the features of native app and hybrid app. That's just what it means. They have the features of native app and hybrid app. So that's nice, right? So, and a good example of hybrid app is Instagram. Simply because it uses native app functionalities like cameras and geolocation, and it works on all devices and is cost effective. Now, hybrid apps frameworks include Xamarin, PhoneGap. By the way, PhoneGap now have a new name. Now I want you to also Google another name for phone gap. I would want you to Google it and then get back to me in the comment section. So I want to make this class a little bit interactive, so that you hear my point and I hear your side. That way we learn faster and we learn more. And the last is React Native. Now these are hybrid app framework. Now I didn't forget, I said I would explain what framework means, and I will still keep to my promise. So it's not like I've forgotten, it's not like I don't remember. I will still do my own end of the bargain, as they always say. Okay, so here we are. I can remember I've used that word frameworks like twice. So now I would explain what framework means. A framework is a structure that you can build software on. Now, a framework is simply a structure. Now, at any point in time that you hear that word framework, just know that a framework is a structure. Now, be it in another field, be it in the field of medicine, be it in the field of law, be it in the field of whatsoever, a framework is a structure. Now, when it boils down to app development, it is a structure that you can build software, application, or whatsoever on. It serves as a foundation, so you are not starting entirely from scratch. Now, framework serves as a foundation, so you are not starting entirely from scratch. Frameworks are typically associated with a specific programming language and are suited for different types of tasks. So, and don't forget, we will be talking about app development framework. So the tasks that we will be talking about when it concerns framework is app development. Now, most of these frameworks are open source and they are free, while some they are actually paid for. So I did a research and I wrote down 8 popular app development framework. Now, as at the time of recording this video, they were the most popular. Now, give or take, in the next 6 months, 1 year or 2 year time, this might not be the most popular framework that we have. So, like I always say, technology is dynamic and technology actually change with as each day pass. There's a new trend in technology, and for you to stay updated, you must research, you must move along with trend. So the number one is React Native. This is not the first time we are hearing about React Native. The second is Flutter. The third is Xamarin. The fourth is SwiftTick. The fifth is Ionic. The sixth is Apache Cordova. The seventh is jQuery Mobile. The fourth is Unseen UI. Now, these are the most popular app development framework. So, if you want to build a career as a mobile app developer, then you would have to pick one of these frameworks and make do of it. Now, remember I said frameworks most times are associated with specific programming language. Now, another question I would give you that I would like you to also answer. Now, I've remember this now the third question I will be giving. Now, what is the difference between a framework and a programming language? Now, this is another assignment I'm giving you. So it's 3 assignments now. So I would really want you to make attempt to get knowledge from these